Hey Pink Posse, make sure you're tapping into Pink Sunday Radio every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on all of our platforms so you never miss an episode.
It's Tia. It's been a Mississippi minute, but we bite, baby.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Ja. And yep, we back at it like a crack addict.
It's your girl, Jiggy, a.k.a. Tanika. Listen, pull up on us. It's time to cut up, because we back.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Kogi, and we're back. Pink Sunday Radio. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Pink Sunday Radio. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. I have my co-host, Tia.
Hello.
Ja.
What's poppin', Pink Posse?
Jiggy.
Hey, y'all.
All right. So before we get started, I want to have my girl Ja give us the disclaimer.
All right. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. Pink Sunday Radio is rated mature for language and subject matter. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
That is correct. As you know, we are on StreamYard. We are broadcasting live, Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Your comments will be seen and we will bring them into the studio. If you would like to comment, feel free to join us via the link that will be provided, and we will see you and bring you in. Okay. All right, you guys, without further ado, there have been some changes to our show. We have posted that information on our socials, okay? We have had a great lineup of guests for you guys, and unfortunately, really fortunately, we are standing in solidarity with what is happening right now with the strike, and those interviews are postponed. However, we will be discussing in detail the strike that is happening. If you are unaware or not thoroughly aware, thousands of screenwriters have been on strike for more than 11 weeks. 11 weeks, okay, almost 2 months, and will now be joined by SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild. AFTRA stands for American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. This is the first time that we have had this kind of work stoppage since 1980. So this is huge. So I know people are like, PValley is filming, PValley is coming back. I need y'all to understand that this is more about seeing your favorite show. This is about money. This is about health insurance. This is about people who are not the big stars, okay? So we're going to help y'all understand that and talk about that in depth. So I think we're going to get started with that right now. Okay, ladies.
Okay, so where do we want to start? We got a lot to talk about with the strike. Let me start with this one then. So I don't know which one of us put this in here, but Nick Jack Papas on Twitter said, not to mention that in reality, 87% of SAG-AFTRA union members don't qualify for health insurance. How much do they have to make to qualify? $26,000 a year. These are working class people just like you and me. This morning, Netflix stock hit a 52-week high. They made institutional investors alone $106 billion with a B dollars this year. 106 billion. Fran Drescher, for her entire life, her entire career, is worth 25 million.
I need y'all to understand that 26,000 equates to about $13 an hour.
Poverty level.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen a lot of conversation, and it's just like elitist Hollywood. And I'm just like, I'm gonna need y'all to stop thinking that these writers' rooms are making a lot of money, because they're not. Like,
Mm-hmm.
once they write these episodes, they're not getting residuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, they're on reruns, and they go to streaming. You see writing credits. They're not getting any money. And when they do, it's 0.02 cents.
Mhm.
And then even the ones that do get residuals, you see now the streamers will just pull the shows off of streaming services. Like, you go to watch your favorite show that's been on Max or Netflix or Paramount
Mm-hmm.
for years, and it's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not there and you're not watching it, they don't have to pay them those 3-cent checks. So they
Exactly.
pull it down just to not pay them that little money that they're making.
And they did that on purpose, because going into streaming, what they did to attract people to these streaming sites were promised these big payouts in like seasons 3 and seasons 4 and these later seasons. So everybody's like, oh, this is awesome, because traditionally on networks, these shows that you're watching that are getting clipped after a season or two were going 3, 4, and 5 seasons. And not just
Exactly.
3, 4, and 5 seasons, 3, 4, and 5 seasons, 22 episodes a season.
That
Whereas
part.
now they're on the streaming services, and it's like, okay, it's going to be less episodes, but you'll get this big bonus in season 3. Then magically, even though the ratings are big, the social media is big, everything else, they get clipped at season 2, of course, right before what would have been the season 3 bonus. So
Right.
this isn't like they're just happen to cancel stuff. This is orchestrated so they don't have to pay the bonuses that are the reason why a lot of these people signed on to do these shows,
Exactly.
which have built the streaming sites.
Yeah.
They did this to attract people there, only to get there and basically pull up what I call a huckabuck.
A
But
huckabuck.
basically pull a huckabuck on them.
Exactly.
So it cannot continue. And to that end of the writing, like, this is another thing I think people need to understand. How actors, writers, how they work is very different from how the rest of us work. When they get signed onto a project, whether it's to write or whether it is to act, however long that project takes, they're pretty much on hold. But also, Francesca Ramsey on Twitter said the holds apply to writers and explained in detail. You can get stuck waiting for a show to go to series and not be able to take another job. So I need y'all to understand, the show is guaranteed to go on. They're waiting. They've written, they've done the work. The stuff has been put together. They don't even know if it's going to go to series. And just so y'all know, if it doesn't go to series, they don't get paid.
That's it. That's it.
So they're
just did
waiting
all
to
that for
try to
nothing.
figure it out if they're going to get paid. And then, Job was like, wait a Mississippi minute. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Give that job. And then Francesca went on. She said, yes, when you're on hold, you cannot take on other work. Mini rooms often happens, and that's another thing, the mini rooms,
I can't
before
stand it.
shows are greenlit, and you're forced to wait until they decide if the show is going or not, because you're technically still under contract.
Exactly.
This also happens with actors. If they sign on to a show, they do it. They're waiting for that show to come out. They could think it's going to come out and everything else. Kevin Hart actually talks about this in his book. He did a whole movie and was like waiting, like had been told it's coming out. He's sitting up at like an award show broke, like super stupid broke, thinking that he's about to get paid the money from the show. And all of a sudden they call and say, so they've done the show, they've done press for the show, they've done all that, and it's we're not gonna air it.
We're not gonna air it. Exactly.
They don't air it, then that's it. It's crazy. And then this one like threw me for a loop. So Cristela Alonso has a show of her own name, Cristela. When she had the show, her lawyer suggested that this is what she says. I forgot to add that my lawyer suggested getting my name copyrighted because the studio would try to own it because of the show. They would try to own her name because of the show. And they tried doing it with Reba McEntire. Reba, love that show.
Yeah,
but she owned hers already because Reba had been in the industry. So Christella paid money that she didn't have to do it. A week later, the studio did go and try to copyright her name. Now, this is actually trademark, not copyright, but that's neither here nor there. So, and she started this saying she had a sitcom that she created about her life. She wasn't the highest paid actor on the sitcom about her life. She was not the highest paid writer on the sitcom about her life. The show was named after her. And people say, they ask her all the time why she hasn't created another show, because the people that watch Christella love it and was a success. And she's like, this is why. Because how am I not the highest paid actor on my show? How am I not the highest paid writer on my show? And then to top off all the rest of the insult and injury, you went and tried to trademark my name? Which means, understand, if they had trade, she can't use her name anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah. She can't put her name on a t-shirt. She can't put her name. That's like super stupid crazy. And then Kendrick Sampson of Insecure fame, a lot of people know from Insecure and Vampire Diaries and a few other shows. So he was going through, he said, so this is what he said: story time, going through a tough time like so many people in our industry and everywhere right now. Last week, I guess that I get news that I received 56 residual checks. I prayed that these are healthy checks to get me through this time. Lo and behold, 50, yes, 50 checks into counting. I had to take a break because the total was $86. 2 huge shows, his residuals are $86 because one of the shows is on major streaming channel. And this is that bullshit. And I know people are struggling much more than me. This shit has to change. This is why we strike. So my biggest thing is, I think people have this misconception, because what I see on Twitter a lot, I don't know about you guys, but Twitter people talk about it, both the writers and the actors. People were like, they make so much money, basically feeling like the writers and actors were being entitled and wanting more residuals. Because I heard someone on Twitter actually said, you know, the being residuals is a privilege. Like, not everyone has that in every industry. Well, you guys just saw, if I'm working for 5 months, there's 12 months in the year. So if I'm working for 5 months and I'm making crap, I got another 7 months to try to figure it out. So what if I get on another show for 7 months and that's crap? My whole year is gone. What else am I going to do? I can't do anything else.
Right.
And then,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
So what you're talking about reminds me of something I recently saw. So we discussed earlier that 80% of actors don't make $26,000 a year. But the person who's saying actors need to be realistic gets paid something like $74,000 and upwards a day.
Hello.
Yeah.
A day. So who's really being greedy? Who's really asking for too much? A person who didn't, he did what he had to do to get to whatever position, and it could be just being born there. But someone who makes $74,000 a day thinks a person who makes less than $26,000 a year is being unreasonable to want more for their craft, for their work.
That's crazy.
That continues to get paid for. And you touched on getting all these residual checks. I saw a TikTok while I was doing my makeup. This person had like these 2 pages, and it was like all this, itemized things that they got paid. When I got to the bottom, I don't even think it was like $20-something, but I mean, it was columns and columns.
Oh, you talking about my girl from Orange is the New Black, Kimiko?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In and out of looking at it. And I was just like, I can't imagine being all this itemized situation. And I got all these checks for 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. It takes more for the paper that it's printed on than what they're getting paid.
And the thing about it is, Orange is the New Black really set Netflix off. Like, I don't like, honestly, it won so many awards. Like, the way that they treat people, you talk about wanting robots to take the place when you actually treat humans like robots. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond me. Like, Ron Perlman, who is just one of my favorites. I think, remember we discussed Beauty and the Beast. And I told y'all that was one of my favorite CBS shows back in the day. And he's still an amazing actor. And the way he just tore into their asses and explained it, at the end of the day, like he said, It's about humanity. It's about dignity. And that is it. You can talk all day about elitist this, elitist that, boo, boo, boo. But at the end of the day, it's about humanity and dignity. People just want, we all have a job. I don't care if you're an engineer, if you're a makeup artist, if you're whatever your gift, your skill, your craft, it is something you work hard for. When you leave your house every day, or whether you stay at home and you're on the camera, you are giving your time and your skill, your life, whatever. You deserve to get paid and get paid well. These people went to school, a lot of them, and it takes a creative mind to sit and write. Okay? Like that's time, okay? And for you to throw chump change at them is the most just, I don't, to me, that's like throwing a trash can on somebody. Them taking all their time to write something that an actor has to say. An actor, they ain't got to write the shit. They just got to read it, perform. If they didn't write it, they wouldn't have shit to say. Now they can improv, but they wouldn't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's just real. It's all around really fucked up.
I think what makes it even kind of worse is that they don't want to pay the writers, and at the same time, they don't want to pay the actors. So, like, what is it that you're expecting to happen without
For
either
sure.
one of those? Y'all still have
For
these
sure.
studios. You still need content. There's only so many reality shows in the world that you can make, and half of your reality stars are members of SAG-AFTRA. So I'm
Crazy.
interested to see what they're gonna do now that
Yeah.
both the writers and SAG-AFTRA are on strike.
Because my friend Cash is, you know, she's an actress too. So, and she's an influencer. So it's like, that's a double entendre. And Francesca did go on TikTok and say, listen, content creators, they're going to come for y'all. And she was like, stand with us because, hey, listen, we need background. We need, hey, you got a little skill. Listen, here go what we put together. Can y'all just say this on camera? Like, please stand with us. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. So I'm really hoping that a lot of people don't. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but even on Instagram, have y'all been noticing them ads? We need writers. Have y'all been noticing it? Have you? Okay.
I saw someone in someone's comment. So someone made a comment about the strike, and a director was in well, I think they were a director. They were working for whatever, but I guess I don't know if they're scabbing. I want to put that out there. But they were like, hey, yeah, they were like, hey, if you're doing this, you're doing that, contact me. I have work. And it's like, so you're encouraging people to scab?
Girl, I saw an ad. I was on Instagram and they were like, we need writers. I cannot remember. Was it Martha? I can't remember what it was, but I said, y'all need writers. Okay. Yeah, I meant to take a screenshot, but be looking out for that, you guys.
And I know that a lot of people, if you watch the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, you know, Taraji Henson was a pretty main character in there. She was, well, what ended up being Benjamin Button's mom. And at the time she had done some work. Obviously you've got Brad Pitt and a few other big names. So when she gets the role, she's excited. Then they tell her to pay, which, if you don't know, is $150,000 compared to Brad Pitt and the other stars got paid millions. Her team tried to negotiate it and tried to say like, hey, you know, give her accolades and everything else. And they were basically like, it's $150,000, take it or leave it. Taraji, knowing that this would be a good opportunity for her, took it. But she talks a little bit about exactly how the pay was allocated. Because again, I think people really think that everybody's just making millions and millions of dollars, and they're not. So we're going to hear Taraji say it in her own. What crazy. Got me the most about what she said is that she had to pay the 30% out of the 150.
Out of the 150?
Like she had to pay money out of money she never will see. And she has to, because, and that's the other thing, because I think people think to themselves, why do they need all these people? Why can't they just do it themselves? That's just not how the industry works.
Baby, that ain't how it works. Didn't y'all listen to Lisa Left Eye Lopez when she broke down that shit so good when TLC went broke and everybody thought, well, didn't y'all sell 10 million records? Baby, I'll never forget that shit, how she broke that shit down so fucking good. No, ma'am.
Yeah. And then another actress, Amanda Seales, actually broke down and she went in detail with her career. So we're going to listen to her.
I know it may not seem like it, but there are very few actors who are actually wealthy. Then there are some actors who are rich. But for the most part, the actors that make up the entertainment industry are working check to check. I was super duper fortunate to, at the age of 35, land on a television show that ended up being iconic. And it afforded me the opportunity to get financial stability for the first time in my life. I have been an actress since I was 8 years old. I've been in the Screen Actors Guild since 1994. Acting did not afford me financial stability till I was 35. This is because the industry itself is not made for actors. It's not made for crew. It's not made for creatives. The industry is made for the industry. The creatives and the actors are deciding, well, we have to protect ourselves. But that's not for everybody. And it shouldn't have to be, because ultimately the business that is betting on the business that is created from what we're doing should actually support us. So I say all that to say that as you're watching people on their feeds talking about the writer's strike with the WGA, the Writers Guild of America, and the now actors strike with SAG, the Screen Actors Guild of America /AFTRA, what you're seeing is the people who are making the shows you love, the movies you love, the projects that you love, saying, hey, we know that you execs got money because people love this work, and they love this work not because of you, but because of us. And so we should get to reap the benefits that you guys are reaping. Labor unions are created because laborers are exploited. And that happens in every field when it comes to capitalism. Ba-dum-bum.
That's why UPS gonna be striking right along with them, baby, because they is hot and they need water and they got dog mace, because baby, they ass is getting bit delivering our motherfucking packages across the country, rain, sleet, snow. They are tired. The working conditions are terrible. So y'all better look out for them other labor union ran businesses as well to start pushing the feet to the concrete. Just letting y'all know.
And something I want to touch on, because the big reason why we're doing this and we're going to continue to bring you guys up-to-date information is we realized with the writer strike on people's lives that a lot of people, one, didn't know that strikes were happening, and they didn't understand why and what they can do. So here's my personal opinion. 1980, when the actors went on strike, there wasn't social media. There wasn't any of this. When in 2008, when the writers went on strike, we had some semblance of social media, but nothing like what it is right now. Because Twitter came out in 2009?
Girl.
Yeah. So we didn't have any of this. So here we are today. We got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got goddamn Threads and Spill and all of these places on social media. And if y'all didn't know, if you having a problem with a company, Twitter is the place to go.
For sure.
Anytime you have something, you go at that company on Twitter and whatever problem y'all have will be handled. I say all that to say, you're probably looking at these strikes and it's like, okay, we want our shows. We want, the actors to get paid. We want the writers to get paid. What can we do? Get on social media and use your platforms and talk about it. Because I feel personally like one of the things that's not happening right now is there's not enough pressure on these execs and these people through the court of public opinion, because most people don't know what's going on, or they have some notions that are incorrect about why people are striking. So get on there, start atting these streamers, find out who these people are. They are on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on all these platforms. Start going directly at them, because enough people go directly at them and we put pressure on them. We have power as the viewers. We have power as the consumer
Yeah.
of all of these shows. So get
Yeah.
on there. Also, we're going to post it on our actual Twitter page, but the picket lines, they need water. They need things like that. You as the viewer, as the consumer, can help with the picket lines so that they can do it as long as possible to make the noise they need to make. So there's some things you can do to help, but utilize your platforms.
Mhm.
And like I said, we're going to put on our pages ways that you can get some water to these strike sites, ways that you can contribute to the Actors Fund. I know y'all probably like the Actors Fund,
Yes.
but yes, the Actors Fund. Because understand, if there's actors that are making 26,000, they're making 26,000. They're going on auditions. They're doing all the stuff. If they need some help, if we don't help them,
Yeah.
that show you love, they can't, because they're gonna be working at Waffle House.
Right.
They can't
I
figure
was
it
just getting
out.
ready to say that.
I
I was
was
like,
just
let's make it relatable. You
girl.
want Uncle Clifford, you want Lamerta, you want Mercedes and Shannon. They have to be able to afford
Please speak.
to act, or you ain't gonna have no show. So please support, because if they're not getting health care, they get sick. Now you ain't got no Lamerta. They got to write him out the script. You know what I'm saying? Because something happened to him, or Uncle Clifford, God forsake, I'm not wishing that.
I think she's frozen. I
I think
think
she's frozen.
also, like, it's our favorite show, so automatically we think of Uncle Clifford's and the Little Murders, but we also have to think of, you know, the dancers that are not those names, the Peanut Butters and the extra extras,
Yes.
and those people like that who are more likely to be on the lower end of that $26,000 than the top billed people on our show. We want all of those people to be able to come back, you know, for the next season of the show, to afford to still be able to be on the show after this strike's over.
And also we had Danny on the show, and Danny talked so wonderfully about, you know, it's more about the people who are on that lower end. Like she said, you know, she's a nail artist, and like she said, she's now, well, she was, now they're on strike, but like she said, she was doing props. You know, she took a prop job. I mean, this is the kind of things they're scrapping out there. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the higher ups. So I really need people, and just to make it a little bit more relatable as well. Alphonse talks about his story all the time. He was on doing the buckets and auditioning. Like, Buckets auditioning. He was in a play with Blair Underwood. Buckets. Like, I mean, so it's people are doing, like Josh said, they working at Waffle House. So you just may see an actor who you've watched on Hulu, and they are literally, you know, on a show you watched on Hulu, and then they working at the local steakhouse or something.
But they're
You
picking
know,
you up in
See
your
them tip
Uber.
your actors.
They picking you up in your Uber. They serving you at your favorite restaurant. They all the stuff. They have to do those things now, which is fine. But we want them to be positioned that when it's time to get back to work, they're in a position to get back to work, and they're not turning down stuff because they can't do it. And that's just the reality. And we're going to talk more about this going forward, but we just wanted to like touch on what's going on, and we're going to see what we can do to get maybe some people on here to even explain it more than we understand it, because we understand to a certain, but there's people out there. If you guys look on Twitter, Instagram, you see people do lives. A lot of the actors during the writer's strike went live and went to the picket line. So we're going to be bringing some of that to you, so you really understand not exactly why, but what they're doing. Because y'all, it's hot. It's hot out here.
It's hot as hell. It's hot as hell. Yeah,
and like,
so look
strike
out for
is
that.
exactly what y'all think. They on the streets with signs striking. Like, it's not, they not sitting in the air conditioned home saying we on strike. They're getting out in these streets and they're doing the work. So we want to support them. We're in solidarity with them in all ways, and we want to support them in all ways. A Diary of a Prodigy asked, he said that they're in Atlanta. How can I help? Where can I help? Like I said, we're going to post on our page the resources that we know, where you can either send water or donate to the funds to help pay for water and other things that are needed right now.
Tao. Did you see what Tao said?
I did. I was just going to put this up, after we got done with the serious.
Yeah.
But Tal said, wait, did y'all plan this blue hair day? We did not. We just all happen to have blue hair. And if you are on my personal Instagram, I have had 4 different hair colors in the last 2 days. So you actually never know what I'm going to wear. But
okay.
no,
You never
like
know
Tanika
what she gonna
said,
pop off.
nope, we just all happen to have blue hair. That's it. That's all. Maybe we should, but yeah.
Yeah. But just to piggyback off of what Tia said, that is something that we definitely want to stand with y'all on, that solidarity, because we love and respect PValley 100%. And we one thing about us, we will switch it up. Okay, what we gotta do? Hey. And so we definitely gonna come together, try to get these donations going.
And don't be
one
ashamed.
last comment on the donated money, because I know people are still like, the actors, but Tal said you also have to prove need to get money from the Actors Fund. It's not just given out arbitrarily. So
thank you,
don't
Tal,
think
for
that
saying
if
that.
you are donating money to the Actors Fund, you
Thank
got
you.
like a rich actor that's getting extra money to be richer. That's not what's happening.
Thank you, Tal. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's not at all what's happening at all. Oh, the last one. This is for real. The last one, for real. Tal again said, "Let the content creators be stupid if they want to." The list of scabs is real, and they will be blacklisted. And I wanted to add, not just content creators, but there are a lot of actors and actresses that are not in the union as of yet. They don't have enough credits,
are non-union,
etc.
exactly.
So in their mind, you might think to yourself, and I have a tweet to that, but we'll probably put that up next week.
Okay.
You might be thinking to yourself, you know what? Oh, okay. This is the perfect time, since all the big names, they on strike. I'm not even in the union, so I can go and get my work on and all that.
Don't do it, sis.
The shit ain't sweet.
Don't do it.
Like it might be okay now, but
it ain't worth it.
They see it. They see y'all. Like, you know, for all intents and purposes, you're not technically scabbing, but they see what you're doing. And then when it's time for you to get in this Screen Actors Guild, when it's time for you to get in these unions, they're gonna be like, nah, son.
Right.
Like, don't think they don't see you. They just like, so, and that's not, I'm not an actor or actress or anything like that, but I do know that these unions are very important to what you do, to how much you get paid, the protections that you have, all of that. You do not want to be out in these acting streets, in these writing streets, and not be in one of these guilds. That's that ain't it. And not because of some temporary money you're gonna get right now for a production that's probably gonna go nowhere, because who writing? Who writing? Who doing it? Like,
for sure.
So yeah, 100%. So that's, we just wanted to talk about that. I hope that educated you guys a little bit. And every week we're going to be coming with more stuff so that you can be informed of exactly what's going on and what you can do to help.
Indeed. So, and you know what, Tia, you talking about these streets.
Are you an everyday hustler? Are you always on your steady grind? Are you a Black storyteller that matters? Check out actor and philanthropist J. Alphonse Nicholson's signature apparel line at 5grinds.com and pick up a t-shirt, hoodie, and book bag and tell the world who you are. That's FIVE Grinds.com.
I love that ad.
I love that ad, girl. Listen. I love that ad. Shout out to Big Fonz. Shout out to Big Fonz for steady grind. Also,
shout out to Fisha.
Shout out to Fisha. Look, y'all can't even see it too much, but hey, right on 59th merch from Nafisha Nicholson. Make sure y'all it's very comfortable. Hey,
the shirts are high quality.
Hey,
are extremely high quality.
High quality, because y'all know your girl is chesty. So
not chesty.
You know what I'm saying? So it gives your girl a little breathing room. Okay. Anyway, so the poll went up. It was a tight race. We ain't had time for that runoff. Okay. We 31%. 202, 7 pounds of pressure won. And it's time for the first segment, ladies, which is Rate the Episode. right.
So first, let me get the ratings. See how I remembered that? Okay, Tia. All right, so here are our ratings. The first rating is 1 mic, and that is Unk's Chicken and Dressing. The second rating is 2 mics, and that's Sit on My Lap Slaw. The third rating is 3 mics, and that's Ernestine's Neck Bones. Now, again, y'all might want to tussle with us a little bit about giving Ernestine's Neck Bones 3 stars, but that's what we're doing here on Pink Sunday Radio. I always mess this up. 4 mics is Weed Wangs or Lemon Pepper Wet. We all like Lemon Pepper Wet from Hot Wang Castle, but Ja and Jiggy do not like lemon pepper, so we had to throw the Weed Wangs in there. That was okay, but trash at the same time. Anywho, 5 mics is Murder's Poke Chops, Collard Greens, Candy Yams, and Cornbread. Those are the ratings, and I do not know what my rating is this week, like at all. So somebody else got to go.
Any, many, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe.
Girl, just go. Why you put
Miny,
mo?
Tanika,
No, ma'am, you go.
it's you,
Go
baby.
ahead.
It's
If
you.
you wanted to do any, money, mo, go ahead. It's on you. Go ahead, Kogi.
So, 202. There were wonderful moments, beautiful gowns. Yeah, but there were wonderful moments. It's not in my top 5. But oh God, good sis in red, her ancestral hair moment. Tap on the door. Corbin in his Easter finery. There were great moments. I'm gonna give this Ernestine Neckbones is 3.
Yep.
Ooh, child, them neck bones was dry.
And uneaten.
Yeah. You know what? Remember we said that middle. What's the middle? Mac and cheese, Big L, Mama recipe, right? Big Mama. 3.5.
It could be that today.
Okay, yeah. So today, and then we had Big Teeth though. We had Big Teeth coming through. Man.
That always gives this one a high rating for me.
Yeah, like
the
Big
entrance was everything.
The entrance was
everything.
Big. Oh God, the intro. I mean, then he did. I think I'm Big Meat. Okay, I'm gonna give this a 4. I don't even care.
That's where I was heading. This was definitely a 4, maybe even a little more, like a 4.2, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you why, because it definitely had me on my emotional roller coaster. Y'all know I'm a thug, and I'll be like, but this had me in my feelings. Like, out the gate, I'm excited. The girls then showed up, and they have some interesting talents over there in Chuckalisa. You know what I'm saying?
That did give at the beginning, Ja. You right. Mercedes, that moment. Yeah.
You know, and so then, you know, like you said, we got the tap on the door, baby. I was like, just take them back. I feel girls like a motherfucker, but I was like, just take it back. Please.
Wait a minute. You did a take them back moment? Was you in my man
folded like
Tia?
laundry, baby. Folded like a fresh, clean towel. Just I didn't give a fuck about nothing. Did you see them eyes? He was sorry.
I saw the eyes.
I know. I see.
He saw her in that mirror. Oh my God.
Like
Tanika always say he couldn't breathe.
He couldn't breathe. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, Big T came through. I didn't even know who he was, but I was like,
hallelujah. Yeah.
You know, I had gave up light-skinned niggas like for Lent a while back, but he had me like backsliding for real. I was like, I'm just
baby. Every week, child. Okay, that's a short. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let somebody else talk, but it emotional roller coaster. And then
Yeah,
like,
so
oh,
4.2.
and then Diamond snapping them fingers. The demons was doing they
Oh,
step.
that's
I was
true.
like, oh
Damn. Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Yeah.
God. Give me my
Diamond did
4.2,
that.
4.5.
That's true.
Period. Mhm.
Shout out to Jiggy though with her emoji, her mirror on the wall. Go ahead, Jiggy.
I like the eggplant, but it is.
Yeah, I did use the eggplant also.
Did you?
It was a lot happening
Yeah.
in this
She
episode.
said
It was
she was going
a
to use
lot of
multiple
emojis.
of them.
Okay, so rotation, eggplant, and Corey and the dick meat. Oh Lord. Okay.
Not the dick meat.
It's just dick. It's just dick, Tosh. Just dick. You don't have to add meat. Dick is a complete sentence.
It's complete by itself. At least that one sounded like it was. You know what I'm saying?
That was okay. Yeah. Anyway, I don't even do anyway. So anyway,
That's
go
what I
ahead.
said. No, you don't know, but yeah,
Right.
dick is a
Trust the
complete
rest
sentence.
of us. Okay?
Not you said you. You know what? Okay, I'm done.
I watched church this morning and I'm still acting up. Y'all pray for my spirit.
Like, I don't even know how I give my rating after that dick meat conversation. Like, how do we go back to the ratings now? So listening to y'all talk about the episode kind of made me want to move my rating up because a lot of really good stuff does happen in this episode. Like, I started out thinking it's maybe a 3.5 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pushing really close. I'm gonna give it 4. I'm gonna say 4. I was looking at my list thinking, does it need to be high? I have it at number 12. And I'm like, I don't know if it's because I just watched it. Like, is this better than like Perpetrating, which I have at number 10? I don't
You have
know.
Perpetrating above this one?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perpetrating is a weird one whenever we get to that because I always say it's so different from the rest of the series.
Yeah.
But it's a good episode and it like sets up everything else. But it's so like every time I watch it and then watch the rest of the series, I'm just like,
I know. Yeah, I was just going, because yeah, okay.
I also have Scars above it. I have Scars at number 11, and I don't know
11.
why I have it that way. I haven't watched Scars in so long. But like, I just feel like something about the beginning of the series, those first 2 episodes, I don't love Scars, and I don't know why I put it there, but it made me want to continue watching, especially Perpetrating in Scars. I think those 2 are so great back to back.
Yeah, yeah. When I started watching, after that episode, I was like, okay, so the trailer didn't do it any justice because I want to keep watching this show.
Like, I didn't watch the show from the trailer. Nothing about the trailer.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any of the trailers. I just was having
the trailer made me say, "Hell no, I'm not watching this shit."
I didn't want to watch it, but then I didn't watch it until I saw y'all after the premiere of season 2.
That's why I watched it.
And I was just like, "Whoa, this show must be really good," because my timeline is just, and I said, "Okay, let me give it a shot." And I was like, "Holy shit, this show is crazy." Yeah, I was hooked.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the trailers, and I don't, like I've said before, I don't think I would have watched it if I had seen those trailers because the trailers don't give what the show is about. And mine was literally, I was just sitting and I was like, PValley, what's this? And I remember I watched the first episode and I was kind of like, so I'm not sure how I feel about what I just watched. But I've said it before. One of my friends who's not homophobic, but definitely grew up in the deep, deep South. Popped up and was like, hey, this is a really good show. You should watch it. And I had watched enough that I knew there was heavy queer storylines. So for someone who kind of has an aversion to it to be like, yo, this is a dope show you need to watch. I said, oh, this writing and this acting must be top
Must
tier.
be.
Like, so
Must
let me go
be.
see what it's all about. So, and then, yeah, so perpetrating was enough that I was interested.
Exactly.
At the time, though, I just wasn't a TV watcher.
Yeah.
I give this
Right.
episode a 4.2. Like,
Okay.
I think that it's never a 5. For some reason, I think 4 is a little too low because there's so many poignant moments in it. From the birthday party, we really get introduced to Nineveh and that relationship in Monroe and all of Unk's friends, which I hope some of the other friends also get some expanded roles. So we really kind of see that, as well as I hope Murda gets some friends that are in the community that he can talk to about like what's going on that he can't talk about with Wody. But I liked that. And then kind of dealing with why Unk is ignoring Murda, like what happened, what her process was, the Crown Royal. Like she would really hurt. Like whereas in every other moment she's trying to act like she wasn't. We really get a glimpse into that and how she dealt with that. I like Corey, you know, my man. You know, I like all the troublemakers. So like I like Corey this one. I want to see him next season.
We like Miss.
I need Murda to know he ain't the only one in town.
Yeah.
I need some kind of grocery store moment. I need something. I need some kind of interaction. Oh my God. Yeah.
So I liked Roulette and Whisper. So I like their introduction. I like how they kind of came in and took over. I liked all that, where it was like, okay, Mercedes, you've been the bottom bitch and you've been pretty much untouched. Like Mississippi touched you a little bit, but then she has her own issues. These are two youngins that are coming for your crown. So I like
they did that.
She realized, oh, like you know, it ain't just the Mercedes show no more. Yeah, so it's so many good moments, and but it's not a 5. 4 is too low, so 4.2.
I will say one of the things that really elevates this episode for me is, in my mind, this is where season 2 started. And I think going through the tweets last night, it was that way for a lot of people. Coming out of that 2-year wait for season 2 to start, I think y'all know how I feel about Pussyland, that first episode of season 2. It does not work for me, and I don't think it works for a lot of people. But reading the comments, it was like, okay, PValley is back with this episode. This was what people were waiting for. That's what it feels. It's such a good episode. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of storylines started or continued that they really didn't do in the first episode. So just remembering that feeling about like, okay, now my show is back. This is what I was looking for. It elevates the episode for me.
And see, with Pussyland, and I understand what you're saying. And I guess for me, I think I've said this before about Pussyland. I just related so much to it. So I just liked how they really handle the perspective from a pandemic point of view. So I just liked it so much for that reason, because for me, that was reality. And I just thought they did such a good job at creating the landscape. And it was just beautiful, you know, but I mean, you know, I just think they did a good job, you know, with it. And the clever car wash, and man, I'm sorry, baby, that scene was crazy. To be honest, everybody was trying to get the fuck out their house. That shit was reality, baby. Everybody was stuck in the goddamn house, and if you had a bunch of children, child, they was not playing with each other. Everybody was in the house. You couldn't celebrate out in Chuck E. Cheese. You couldn't celebrate. You was having birthday parties in the house. That man wanted to get the hell out. And in Chuckalisa, guess what? You gonna go see the titties, or you gonna go to church? I thought 201 was good. I mean, it's not in my top 5. Huh?
We're not on that episode. You selling
but
it.
I agree.
But we're not on that
I
episode.
liked Pussyland too. I just remember when I first watched it, and I thought I had tuned into a different show because I was like, "Who is this man? And who are these kids? And what is going on?" Like, I was like, "Wait!" And I did the little info thing because I was like,
Yep.
"Oh, okay, it is PValley. All right."
Tia, we ain't on that episode.
We're not on that episode. I liked it too, by the way, but we went on that episode.
Okay, so the PSR listeners.
Hey family, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, do us a favor and follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you're on Spotify, make sure you press those 3 dots and hit us with that 5-star rating. If you're on Apple Podcasts and have a little extra time, after rating us 5 stars, leave us a written review as well. If you are watching in full HD on YouTube, rate, subscribe, then tell us what you think in the comments. Last but not least, be sure to check out our website at pinksunday.com for original articles and exclusive content.
I almost
All
had
right,
a repeat
then.
of last week. I was fixing my clothes again.
Ja, baby, I don't have time for that this week. Keep it
I'm
together.
good.
Okay, we are glad for that. Now, it's time for what you said.
Oh, sorry.
York was up there bopping when he was up. Okay, what you said. Now this is popping right here because the way we have foolery. All right, so take us off, Miss Tia.
All
What
right,
they
a little
saying?
bit about
What they
what you
saying?
said is so we have been doing this rewatch for a couple of cycles, and we got a bunch of tweets. So we picked some of the best ones, and we're gonna put them on, shout those people out, and discuss the tweets. So here is the very first one. Tanika from Pink Sunday Radio said, now grandmother Ernestine knows she's dead ass wrong for this, but she really wanted to do something nice for her grandbaby.
Not grandbaby, sis. Wait.
That's her grandbaby. What you mean? So I put this in here and I asked this question on Space last night because I always wonder. She's sitting in here cackling at the television, but is she laughing at what she's hearing on the television, or is she laughing because she knows outside she just sent Clifford out there and Cliff is getting kidnapped and dragged off to a birthday party without her knowledge?
I totally think she's laughing at Clifford's.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, because I told you on Spaces that shit wasn't funny. It was not that funny on the TV.
That funny.
It definitely.
See it.
You know,
Okay, but you can hear the comedy if it was.
it wasn't that goddamn funny. She was totally laughing as she set up her damn grandbaby in her do-rag finery.
And that was crazy as hell. Why would you at least, trick her into getting dressed for something else so she could be fly as fuck? Because I don't care if they had an outfit in the bag. When they all said, surprise! She was sitting there in her house slippers, her do-rag, her raggedy pajamas. Hell no.
You know what? And Ja, I just thought about it. That was fucked up. She made them nasty ass cupcakes first and then tricked the goddamn grandbaby. That's fucked up.
Cupcake.
That's fucked up.
So can grandmother not cook? Because we done had bad neck bones and nasty cupcakes. Like, we be getting on my good sis Unc. But I feel like maybe she inherited this.
That's what it is. Because
maybe it's because she can't see the ingredients.
I think she spent her time in a brothel. She could cook some, sausage and stuff like that, but she's not really that handy.
Well, that's because she has sight, baby.
Sausage.
Wait a minute, what?
We know you didn't get that dick meat, but the rest of us got it. But not the sausage. That grandmother cooking sausage.
I'm just saying, she has a lot of skills. She can sing. She know how to talk shit. She can some other stuff because she ran the brothel for a while.
She tries with the cooking. She said, "Bring him in. Bring Al over. I'll cook him some neck bones, and we can have a good day." Baby, she tried.
And what else was on that plate besides the neck bones?
I
Was
didn't see
that
nothing
rice
else
and
like
gravy?
That's the only
I
thing I
didn't see
can
all
think
that.
of, because most people, when people make neck bones, like in real life, it's kind of like oxtails. Sometimes
Yeah, baby,
it's
we get
like
a
a
little rice,
gravy
gravy,
dish. You put on
baby.
rice, a little cabbage,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that kind. I didn't see none of that on
I
this
ain't see
plate
none of
though.
that.
But that is normally what people do. So yeah. All right. So let's go on to the next one. On Twitter, the irresistible O said, "I know, right? I was like, is Uncle Clifford going to talk to Lil Murder or nah? Child, the acting all day Nico displayed, you could see the torment of the heart
Yes.
clearly. Top tier emotional development of the characters in this scene. I absolutely agree. Nico, but Fonz, and seeing her in the mirror and the way his whole expression changed, and that you would have thought like these people are like in love. Like it was such perfection in the acting.
Yes.
And then when Nico, the Uncle Clifford touched the door, like
Girl.
for him, like longing for him, and it's just you could feel it.
Yes. Well, it's the
That's
fact
why I
that
like laundry.
it's the fact that Fonz said that was, they said kind of what did he say on that interview? I guess that he could kind of go with the flow or something, and he decided to do that tap. Baby, that was genius, because just that addition added an extra layer of emotion. I mean, it's like, oh, that moment was
Even
beautiful.
the way that he stepped across the threshold, he did a very short interview
Yeah.
about like that, because Loretta had already filmed her part, and she filmed like on a set in a
on
house
the set, different
that
stages. Yeah.
was conditioned. He's like at the front of an actual house front, and it's hot. Like it's hot and stuff like that. And so what he said is like he was kind of going over kind of some of the things that he wanted to do, and was like, can I step across the threshold? Can I like, and they were like, basically dealer's choice.
Do it.
And so he said like, so that whole, even that part, the stepping across the threshold slightly, where you kind of step in and kind of see her and that kind of stuff, that's all Fonz too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It just comes off as vulnerable. It's like vulnerability, and I think that's what makes the moment sweet, because it's like, damn, she wasn't answering them text messages.
So when Fonz filmed, was Nico behind the door? I know Loretta Devine wasn't there, but was Nico there? Was it Fonz and Nico?
I don't know if they ever cleared that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Because that's so great. I mean, for both of them, even if Nico did his without Fonz,
Either way, right?
The acting from both of them, to me, we talk so much about Fonz's acting in this scene, but Nico does just a great job. Like
I agree.
He touches the door first, and I don't know if that part from him was improv. But it was everything about that door. This is something like we talked about when we rate the episode, one scene elevating an entire episode. This is a foundational scene
I
in
agree.
the show. And for this relationship, so it's amazing to me.
Tanika, you moved some stuff up. Is this the next one you want me to go? I
tried to group some stuff together.
Okay, I was like, okay, well, we'll go with this one. Okay, Favored on Twitter said, I knew she loved him, but after this epi, the first time I truly thought that might actually get there. I don't know what HEA is. Am I
happily ever after?
Oh, okay. See, I don't watch TV.
Baby, that's fandom stuff, child.
I don't. It became so apparent that they were both miserable without each other and couldn't move on without each other.
So I put this one in here because I had a question for you guys. Like at this door, after this scene at the door, did you know, like Favor said, you knew that they would be back together and they would end up together and have their happily ever after?
No. I did not.
I had a similar question that you were going to ask, because she's like, I knew that she loved him. I didn't, at this stage, I didn't I know that they liked each other a lot, but at this stage, I'm not thinking it's love. I'm getting a little bit of that in their expressions, but it's still to me a little bit of deep like. I wasn't sold on a love story at this door. They missed each other and all that. It really wasn't until the actual next episode when Keyshawn and him are in the hotel. That's
say
the
the same
first
thing.
time
That's the
that
first.
I even like love.
Babe.
It's the first time I even considered that in this relationship.
I mean, I think the eyes for me, like I'm words of affirmation, I'm physical touch, but man, it's something about the eyes and the way that Murda was looking. It did give like a longing love or like an expression of, I can't tell you how much I truly care or possibly love. So I guess in my mind, I was like, damn, this nigga really care. Like, this nigga, do this nigga love her? I think I was having those kind of thoughts, like, damn, she wasn't talking to him, for 6 months. He didn't give up. It was one, like, I still, like, why are you asking, are you coming out with the niggas? Like, I still don't get that. Baby, the text messages were ridiculous. But the fact that before you went on tour, it was such a proud moment for him, and the fact that he went to Cliff and he was kind of hoping that she did kind of come out. I felt that was love. And so I think for me, that contact, that eye contact in the face, made me feel like, wow, he may love her. Yeah.
So the one thing I didn't get, that maybe they would have a happily ever after here, but this did make me start to wonder at the door if they would spend this entire season apart. Because for him to have all these emotions at the door and for her to be right on the other side and still not talk to him, I wondered, is season 2 gonna end, and how would I feel about season 2 ending and Uncle Clifford and Little Murder being apart the entire time? Because for me, they are why I watched the show. So I really wonder how I would feel if I had to go through all 10 episodes without them being together.
I don't know that I got that far here. I did wonder when Teak was introduced, that was the part where I was like, they might not get back together this season. I fully thought we were going to get a segue where Teak and Murda had a little fling because Murda didn't know what was going on with Unc. And so, got with T thinking, well, that's done anyway. Then all of a sudden, Unc pops up, or they see each other around Chuckalisa. And I felt like we would go all the way to like the last episode. And then it'd be like Murder realizing, but I'm in love with Unc. And then it's like, but I've spent this time with Teak and I've developed, and I loved Teak at one time. I still love him now, but I am in love with her. And I thought they were going to leave us on a cliffhanger. Like, we don't know. And then we came into season 3 and we find out what Murder's decision was. So like when Teak died, I was like, wait, okay.
Girl, I didn't see none of that coming, child. That was,
So I don't know why. Am I the only person who, when they introduced Teak, I was confused about the relationship, but it never even remotely dawned on me that they had anything going on more than like my homeboy got out of jail.
Oh,
at well, this that's door, the next tweet we're going over.
Oh, well, before you go there, so at the door, at the door, I don't know that I was 100% certain we were going to get that happily ever after, but I was definitely hoping for it. And I was actually surprised, like Tanika said, and shocked that after all the emotions that were given, she really did, hold that ground. So, but I don't know. I had hoped, because like Tanika also said, they're the main reason why I watch the show, and everything else comes up under that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for real for me because I told you I used to fast forward to their parts.
Now I didn't know that.
And then I'm like,
I
okay,
didn't know
boom,
that.
I got those out. Then my next storyline that I would be interested in would be Mercedes. So then I would go back to her side, but I literally be like, oh, there goes Murder. Oh, there goes Aunt.
Really?
I would stop and watch it like every
But
time.
you weren't watching them.
Tia.
I never watch episodes all the way through until the rewatches. Like from beginning to end, I never watched episodes like that. I watched the whole episode, but I would go to whatever scenes I wanted to watch in pieces and do it like that. I just couldn't do it with the rewatch, so I had to watch it all the way through. And so some scenes I was like, "Oh, I ain't never seen this one before."
Child, let's go to this next slide so we can talk about
So Tanika with Pink Sunday Radio said, "Okay, Pink Posse, be honest. What was your first thought when Teak walked out of jail and you saw that hug?" What one of the responses possibilities was he's just the homie. The second one was it looks suspicious. The third one was like they fucked. And the fourth one was that's his nigga. And let me go back. 33.3% of y'all said it looks suspicious. 19.3% tied for he's just the homie and they fucked. And 28.1% said that's his nigga. So almost 60% of the people, over 60%, thought that was his nigga or it looks suspicious. Now, Ja, you said you didn't get none of that from the scene, right?
No, I thought that this guy was just gonna come and call. I knew he was gonna cause trouble, but I thought he was gonna cause trouble for murder, like just on the road in general. Like, and so there's a look that everybody goes, "Oh, when I saw this look, I just knew." And I was like, that look for me looked like, what the fuck? Like, it definitely gave what the fuck. It definitely gave, I don't know what to do about this. But my ass was like, oh, this guy's just gonna come and be reckless, which is kind of what he did. But yeah.
Now for me, I was on that 33% poll that she put out in November because like he was just trying to tap on that door for good sis. And that's where his heart has been. And he was already confused. Why the fuck are we at this jail? Why? And so that already told me, okay, now if Big T coming out, I know that didn't know any backstory, etc. But that look gave me, oh shit, the fuck what's going on? Oh man, for me anyway. I don't know if it's because I am who I am. Maybe that makes me a certain person. I don't know, but in my mind, it already just felt like there was something going on because he was completely thrown off. It felt like what Cliff said about her dude back in the day, Ghost of Christmas Past or something, or Trade a Christmas Past. Like it definitely felt like he saw a ghost. It was like, oh man, what's up, old Christmas tree ass nigga? But then it was like, fuck nigga, damn, I'm trying to get back with. It just felt funny to me. It felt suspicious, but I didn't know that it was his nigga in jail, but it still felt suspicious. So that's what I put on the poll. It felt suspicious, but what that was, I wasn't sure.
Same. That look when they turn around and he's like holding the back of Teek's head, and he has that look like, oh shit, like what I'm gonna do? And he comes out. That was like, I literally wait a Mississippi minute. Like, what is going on here? I did Couple was one of my things, and then I think Couple is the only thing I went to because so far we don't see too much of Murder having a sordid past like in any of this. So I'm not thinking he in a gang, so killing somebody, robbing people, like all of this is like, this wouldn't be new information. Like, oh, he did a crime with this dude. So I immediately went to, wait, what happened here? Now I didn't know if it was a full-blown relationship or maybe they had just messed around, or I didn't know how deep it was. But I knew right then and there something. And then we'll get to this because I was side-eyeing Wody a little bit because I was like, are you like trying to make drama on the talk?
Right, that too.
Like, because I'm in my mind, if we see it, then Wody saw the look, and it's
Had
like,
to.
yeah, it's like, and Wodie's not no dumb person. So, do you guys think Wody knew about them?
I think
Murder
there's
Inc?
a slide that asks that question further down.
Okay.
If we get to it. So 3 things happened for me here that made me suspicious. That hand on the back of the head. And when they were done with the hug, it's like this long, they're like stretching away from the hug, and it's like a long lingering look. The camera's on teak, but they're like gazing into each other's eyes, and it's like 2 or 3 seconds, but it seemed long to me. And then the third thing that made me suspicious pertains to the next slide, I think.
What was Murder thinking?
Yeah, this is from Tess. It says, I still really want to know what was going on inside Murder's head, because woo child, it looked like it was a lot. We talk about the acting here from Fonz. It was 3 seconds of absolute fucking panic on his face.
Panic.
For me. Like,
baby, he was hot in that
was going
windsuit,
through
but
his
I know
mind.
that was
Like,
hot.
he was praying, please God. I don't know what he was praying. He was begging. He was making promises in 3 seconds just from a look. And I was like, oh, they had to. That was his man. They used to fuck something, because there is no reason for that kind of panic look that he had, if not. So I was definitely suspicious. And then when we get to the next episode, I like wasn't sure, because the stairs, I thought that's where we would get a confirmation, and we didn't. So I'm like, damn, maybe I'm wrong. But
yeah.
Then,
yeah, because it was like, am I doing too much? Like, am I going too dramatic? Because why am I putting them together? But yeah, but like you said, straight up panic. And we watched it like, what is the panic for? Like, yo, homie just got out of prison.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, ain't y'all partners from back in the day? So why are you being weird? You know what I'm saying? If anything, it should be more celebratory and not looking like you're going to throw up. It really gave 3 seconds of, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. This nigga got out. Like, it should be more exactly like, damn, Big T, 10 years or 11 years been in the pen. It's the homie, bro. We got these moon pies. I'm glad you out, bro. It like Murder literally like, oh fuck, this nigga out, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Nigga, you ain't seen the homie. Like, what? So absolutely not.
That's why just him doing that is why, because it's like, this is an inappropriate.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's happening?
Exactly. like no. That's not something you gonna do, bro. Absolutely not.
So changing gears to my baby Corey. Trell on Twitter said she was today years old when she realized Corey had pulled out his meat, that big thud on the table, baby. Don't play with Corey.
Did y'all realize?
No, bitch. I didn't realize that till we did.
Exactly what time it was.
I did not realize that till the second rewatch, and then Marley, what is it? What's his name? Marley Santana?
Marley Santana, yeah.
I didn't realize it till the second rewatch or something, and then Marley Santana, I don't know, got into our threads that day.
Yeah.
And then didn't he end up pulling out his meat that day?
And did.
Yep.
And did.
He always pull his meat out.
I was so happy to have been on the timeline that day, because it was the post and delete, and
child, let me mute.
Like, hey y'all. But he, because
appreciate it, homie.
This is when we were talking about, we want Corey.
Not y'all. Wait, no, Tia, not you. Just saying. You said, and then she said, appreciate it. Not you telling her.
I was in a different time zone, so I was late. You know what I'm saying? So
he put it on the timeline for our enjoyment.
I didn't miss out on pertinent information I need to know for this particular episode. That's all I'm saying.
He put it out for our enjoyment, and I enjoyed.
Yeah, but I didn't
But you
know.
had to know it's the body movement. See, if you've ever seen this before, you know, it was a body movement.
Okay,
Like,
you know what?
One of your
I've
friends.
had enough. Okay,
One of your
y'all been
friends.
shading
I
me
knew exactly
all
what was
show.
going.
Y'all been
No,
shading me
it's
all
not.
fucking show.
I didn't. I'm actually with Tosh. The first time I did not know they pulled it until he said it, because we were talking about Corey. We want Corey back, and he like, y'all want me back on the show?
Yeah, that's what it was. Y'all want me back?
I
Thinking
don't.
it's such a like smaller.
Oh, you don't want him
character.
back, John?
Oh, you don't want the drama. We
Leave
want the
my
drama.
and Lil Murder alone. Now he could come
It's a
back.
drama.
I know.
I don't want anybody to do anything. Like, I don't want nobody to cheat. Like, I don't want
No.
that for this love story.
Yeah.
I don't want cheating. I don't want anything like that. But like, Murder gotta know he ain't the only game in town now. Like, yes, you done come back. Yes, you done did this. This is all great. But don't get comfortable.
My uncle got options. Absolutely.
My sister's got options.
This
like,
sis can
in
pull.
line.
Like,
Which sin is that in line? Is it jealousy? Envy
Lust?
is in line, right?
Is it-
It's lust. It is lust. When he's like looking good in this hoe.
Envy
Like,
also in line also.
yeah.
I love that part.
So,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, don't think you don't be seeing it. You're gonna be seeing it now since you decided to stay in Chuckalisa. But you know, you was gone these few times when she was on the pole and these other stuff, and you ain't know.
Oh my God.
They were throwing that
Cliff on the
Monday.
pole. I did say last night on Spaces that I would love to see how they navigate, you know, because eventually I'm sure Murder will go back out and on tour and everything. I would love to see, now that they're standing in the sun, how he navigates press, you know. I mean, because y'all stayed in the sun in the club, you know, but the conversation then becomes, how out will you be? Like, you know, when the radio stations say, so Murder, you got a lady? Yeah. You know, yeah, I got a lady. Nah, I'm saying, like, that's what I'm ready for. Like, I really want to see how they gonna do this. So yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do one more. And this one, y'all talked
Girl,
about.
look at that, girl.
So we got this one. Wait, yeah. So y'all had said in the Spaces last night that I missed. So my aunt and Corey did a whole lot of carrying on in this scene. Somebody said the thud. Up kept looking down at it. Blah blah blah. I did a lot this rewatch. What does this mean? Anywho, so
what the hell is that? What did you say?
I forgot. I said that thug. Okay, Corey, let me find out. And I did. Anywho, so y'all had said something happened on the Spaces last night. I wasn't on the Spaces, so y'all explain the question that came up on the Spaces last night.
So last night, a theory was put forward from the idea that we heard the thud and Corey pulled his meat out and dropped it on what John Quill called an unsanitized table. So now Tosh, being a healthcare worker that she is, said, you know, COVID germ, we are in the middle of a pandemic. COVID germs linger on surfaces. So now we got unsanitized meat on an unsanitized table. COVID germs that Uncle Clifford may have eventually put in her mouth. So now, did she get COVID from this unsanitized meat at this birthday party? And did she then bring it home? And that's how grandmother got COVID. Now, this Tanzania did say that she thought grandmother got COVID from Uncle Clifford. And I argue her ass down because Uncle Clifford didn't have any symptoms. I'm sure Uncle Clifford got tested, but to me, this is a good theory. To me, I could see her getting it and being asymptomatic and being the one that gave COVID to grandmother from Corey's dick off the table.
But this is also the thing. We don't know if Unc got on her knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know.
But you don't got to do all of that to have gotten
She wouldn't
the
even
19.
kiss him, so why would she suck his dick?
Ooh, baby, Jai is fixing to be hot about this one. I know
think
that's
we-
right, Jai.
No, I mean,
don't do
she
your
got-
good sis like this, huh, girl?
No,
In
I'm
her
just saying,
birthday
like, if she
party.
wouldn't even kiss
Like,
him
to
in
me,
the
that's not out the
mouth.
way. That
So I'm going to
Huh?
say something that's going to be a lot. You know, y'all know I don't like kissing. I'll fuck way before I'll kiss you. So
I forgot you
not
don't
But we
like
know that's not
kissing.
Unc.
I forgot you don't like kissing.
Why do we
I
know
forgot.
that?
We
How
don't
do we
know
know
that.
that?
Because Unc be slobbing little murder down all in the mouth and shit, and they be
Because
doing
she
their little
loves
thing.
Not
him.
murder. Like,
She
Still,
loves
I
him.
I just don't see, like, she was like, look, get up on my face. I can't take this home to my grandmother.
But that's
But
why it wasn't, I don't
I
want
don't
to kiss
see
you,
her.
I'm not attracted to you. It's, I don't want to get COVID. I can see her thinking, okay, I can't kiss you because that's going to might give me COVID. But she's not thinking I'm going to get COVID from sucking your unsanitized dick. I'm sure Unc like to suck dick. Why wouldn't she do it here? She got hers sucked. She received. Now it's time to give. I don't see that being outlandish for Unc to do.
Because all of this, the champagne room, the what is it, paradise room, like I always say, knobs were slobbed. I don't care what anybody else
We
say.
still don't know
knobs
what
were
happened in
slobbed.
that room.
But she didn't know this boy first name in the paradise room. Like, they exchanged cigarettes in the car. They don't know each other's name, which is still real private. When he slid back and was there, you know, breathing hot on the window and all that, waiting for her to come out, and they exchanging cigarettes. So it's a lot that has happened between the two of them that she doesn't know his name for a couple of episodes. She doesn't get his name until, what is that, 105? That is the first time she even knows the first name. So to me, so far, like, I love my good sis, but some of these decisions aren't fantastic when it comes to her sexual interactions. So I'm not saying she did or she didn't suck his dick. All I'm saying is kissing, not kissing, because it's some knobs that have been slobbed and people have not gotten a kiss.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let y'all know now.
Oh, child, you know what? I need a break. And I think Patrick
We've been
is
talking about
looking
too
for,
many snobs.
and I think Patrick is looking for some beautiful music.
The father of Black Gay Cinema, Patrick Ian Polk, is looking for indie music for one of his upcoming projects. Make sure it's competitively priced and easy to clear. Then submit with all pertinent credits to noahsmusicsubmission@gmail.com.
All right, child. Ooh, this one about to get a little bit messy. It is time for Saint or Ain't.
Okay, so Saint or Ain't. We're gonna give you guys a couple of different scenes, couple different scenarios from the episode that watched, and then we're gonna pick somebody from that scenario, and we're gonna tell y'all if we think they are a saint or an ain't based on how they approached it. And the very first one is Mercedes not wanting to be a coach for the new dancers after the auditions. What y'all think? Is Sadie's a saint or an ain't?
First of all, I want to die because of Kendra's comment right now.
So Chaology on YouTube said love her some meat straws. Y'all, dick meat straws. Can it just be dick? Can it just be dick?
Oh my God.
Lord.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
All right. So Is Mercedes a saint or ain't? Not wanting to be a coach for the new dancers. We've talked about Mercedes being a little bit selfish in the past, right? And kind of doing the most and everything. I feel like here, I understand, like in this moment, it does feel like somebody can take your spot. You're the bottom bitch, you feel. At the same time, Aunt thinks of you as a daughter, as her friend. I mean, forget about Haley, okay? Yeah, she helped save the club, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, you are right hand to Unc. She needs you right now. Y'all trying to get new dancers. You're in front of them too. This is their first time. So, there needs to be a little bit professionalism. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give her a little ainish on this, because I'm like, girl, you're doing a little bit much, in my opinion, in front of the new dancers. Like, relax. You ain't got to do the most. You are a coach. You are. You're a coach. Period. So you ain't got to do that. Them dancers don't even know you. That's my thing. Like, they're coming to audition. They do not know you, baby girl. You are a coach. This is to get dancers in the club. I understand it feels like you veteran, they not, et cetera, et cetera. This is the time you need to check your ego, leave that at the motherfucking door. You look nice, et cetera, beautiful gowns. Baby, just relax. So I'm going to give her a little ainish, and that's it. Okay.
So she gets a saint from me, the first of the segment, and I tell you why.
Okay.
She never wanted new dancers. She explicitly said, "We don't need no new girls. I don't want no new girls." And then here it's like, now not only am I judging new girls, picking new girls, now you want me to train new girls? Like, it's giving a lot. So I understand some of the resistance to being like, okay, take them in there, show them the ropes. She didn't even want to show Haley non-polling ass the ropes around the club, because she felt like it took away from her trying to do what she was there to do. However, it's the end of the pandemic. We're all trying to get money. You stayed, you still here, do your part. A lot of times in a group situation, you may need to be called upon to do something that you didn't want to be a part of, but you got to pull your weight. You got to do your share so that we all can get the money. So that's where I'm in the between, because I get it. I don't want to help do some shit I don't want to do no way either. But if I'm going to be a part of the team, I'm going to do what I got to do.
So she's an ain't for me for multiple reasons. Like, I don't understand her ego at this point. Why is she so concerned with someone taking her place? Because, baby, the way Unc is hyping you up, as far as my Unc is concerned, can't nobody take your damn place. Right. So for that to even be in your mind here is wild to me. And then you get to choose your girls. So why would you then not think there was going to be some training from you to get them to be able to do the things that you wanted to do? Now, I understand her being upset with Haley for butting in and choosing Big Bone, but it was 3 girls. You got to choose 2. Haley is your boss, however you feel about it right now. And that's what she chose. So you don't want to coach, but you are a coach. You were going to have to coach the other 2 girls. We see her coach up and make a whole routine for the other 2 girls. So why are you mad about it right now? She has been planning on leaving. I'm assuming that's still her goal. So what is the problem? Like, if you go, somebody's going to need to take your place. You love Uncle Clifford down as much as she loves you. So help her and have someone else in your place when you finally leave out the club. To me, she did a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff here. And you may not want employees, but you don't get to go to your job and tell your boss, yeah, I'm here. We're not hiring nobody else. Like, how is that your choice? They asked a lot of Mercedes' opinion where they didn't have to. And she did far too much for me for no reason. Now, Roulette's ass had an attitude from the door. So she can be mad at that if she wanted to. But the rest of the shit she was mad at, no, ma'am. She's ain't for me. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but she's absolutely an ain't.
She's an ain't for me too, because I feel like we talk about communication between different parties not happening on the show. 5 months has happened since the shooting in the Paradise Room, and I feel like her and Haley, even though they live together at this point, they've not talked about it. They haven't had a conversation. So to me, what I feel like happened here is she's being this way just because it's Haley. Like, not because that's how she really feels, because you've been telling everybody you coach, me and my girls, my dance studio and all that. Even within here, you have acted as kind of an impromptu coach for some of the girls, and like learning how to spot certain types of dudes and all the different types of stuff. So she's an ain't, because all of this attitude she has is because of some animosity she still has with Haley for the shooting, which that's never made sense to me. Like, you came in there and then all the stuff happened. You ended up shooting him. Like, Haley, this is not Haley's fault. Like, yes, you're in the situation because of Haley, but everything that happened, you saved everybody's lives. I don't think Haley, this is the one place where I don't think Haley is ungrateful about any of it. I think she's showing the right amount of gratitude and everything. And because I'm with Haley here, it's like, girl, I'm so tired of hearing about this damn Paradise Room. like, I'm sorry. Like, it happened. I apologize, but you're still bringing it up. And so to me here, it's not because she doesn't want, she just has an attitude, just like she had with Haley when Haley first came. And now Haley had some shit with her when she first came, but still, like, it's all that. So she's an ain't for me here, because it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to not be willing to do nothing. It's like you said, y'all in trouble. Like, that, most of Mississippi gone. Most of your people are gone. So something has to give. So to think that you're not going to hire dancers, and then once you say okay, just be okay with it and keep it moving. So the next one is Uncle Clifford not showing up to the club opening on her birthday. Basically, because she's mad that it's opening up a week early. Y'all think Uncle Clifford is a saint or an ain't?
Oh, I'm going to let Jiggy take this one first, unless Ja want to go. Go ahead, Ja.
Oh, so I'm gonna give her an ain't, even though this is definitely some shit I would have did, to be honest. I'm a big fuck you, I'm out type of person. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I feel like a certain way. Now, I don't know. Well, I say this not because it was my birthday, because I'm a person who will do whatever I need to do on my birthday. We could celebrate after, before, or whatever. But I think it did just have more to do with like the struggle between partnerships. We talked, it seems to me like they had a discussion and we said, all right, next week we're going to open up the club. This week we're going to clean up. Somebody going to finally get in that nasty fucking bathroom. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get everything together, get the cobwebs out from the whole time we couldn't be up in here. And we open up next week, boom, bang, pow. And then you surprised, no, motherfucker, the we opening up tomorrow, fuck you. I would have an attitude. And then we going back and forth, and we know Haley was I'm the boss. Okay, bitch, be the motherfucking boss. Mm-hmm. Bye. It's my birthday. Bye. I don't have to deal with this. So yeah, I understand. I would say I don't agree with Tia. I don't agree with her choice, but I understand. So she's gonna have to get an ain't from me. Because business is first. Business is business, and anything else is chewed up cow grass.
Chewed up cow grass.
Bullshit, in other words.
I understand.
Well, I'm gonna say,
ooh, Jiggy, wait a minute, girl. Wait a minute. We gotta prepare for this one, y'all, because you know she don't never get on her good sis.
I'm gonna say she's a ain't. I'm not gonna give her a full ain't.
Okay.
She did some ain't kind of stuff, but I'm very much I can show you better than I can tell you kind of person. So I wouldn't say like, I understand her being like, you think you're the boss so bad. You feel like you can do this better than I can. You feel like you don't need me. So I'm going to show you what happens when I'm not here. And I respect her for doing that, because I feel like Haley did need to be brought down a peg. You can't do this. You don't have the people skills that Uncle Clifford does. You haven't been here that long. You don't know the ins and outs of running this club like you do. Now, she's good at the money stuff. I'll give her that. But like, just like the baby daddy in there running wild because Uncle Clifford is not there and he feel like he can say whatever the hell he want to say and do what he want to do. You aren't Uncle Clifford, and these people don't respect you like that. But like, also, these people are depending on you. So to just get mad and get in your feelings and decide, yeah, I'm not showing up. I don't like what's going on. I'm not going to be here. This is still your stuff. So take control of your stuff and not get mad and take your ball and go home. So it was wrong, but it was right. So I'm on the fence. Like, she's square in the middle. So ain't. Not more saint than ain't. Not more either one for me.
So she's an ain't for me here, and it pains my soul to give my good sis an ain't. But the show must go on is one of your phrases, and to me, everything about what's happened during the panini and everything else is calling a bunch of audibles. Nothing is concrete. So you had to do Pussyland because you couldn't be on the inside. That the whole construction, all that was a quick idea implementation. You had to do it because it was necessary for your survival. I kind of think opening up right now is still necessary for your survival. Mm-hmm. And like, whereas Haley be wrong a lot, she was right about this. Like, we just went over the math and we got 25K left. Like, we don't have a bunch of time, and she was right at the right time. They're getting stimulus checks, PPP loans. If they want to spend it, let them spend it here, because you open a week or two late, everybody done spent their money, and you don't have the same type of like come up that you can have. And so to just be like, well, I'm not going to go. Like, I totally understand, because I can be like that. Like, well, you know what then? Bye. Like, fuck you in this club. Like, I can totally get there, but I'm like, it's still your club that we have been seeing you fight for in all ways since season 1. You know, Haley a goddamn mess. She damn near burned down the club because you wasn't there and they needed another person. So I'm just like, she an ain't, because yes, it sucks. It's a week early. She in need of a douche bad, but a lot of stuff has been audibles here. Murder Night wasn't audible. It was some like Mercedes gone. She got fought with her mama. All of a sudden, me and Lil Murder have this song. It's going viral. So let's have a murder night. Like, nothing really gets planned. So the way that she reacted, I just didn't think made sense for who we have seen her be up until this point. So it ain't for me, unfortunately.
So she gets an ain't for me. The Pink has gone through too many things, period. Grandmother has talked about surviving flame, flood. You almost lost the club. We had a whole ass shootout. There's just been too many things for it to be a risk. I understand it's your birthday. Happy birthday. However, if you know someone is a mess, I'm not risking my motherfucking club. I'm not doing it. You know, I'll just be, maybe we had a little fight in the office like we did, but I'm still going to show up because I got to make sure my shit is good. She talks so much about history. This place is historical. So I just could not risk anything happening. Like, if the club burned down, then what? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then what? You got to wait on the insurance claim. Have you paid the insurance?
I doubt it.
Now, she ain't got no damn insurance.
okay. If you ain't got no insurance, then what? You gonna build the paint back up? No, ain't no more money, girl. 25G. So my thing is, I'm not risking it. You getting an ain't from me. I understand you want to have your tantrum. I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there. You want to have a tantrum? Had a tantrum. Get it over with, but then show your ass back up at that motherfucking club. That is all of you. That is your life.
So I was trying to think, did Haley do this again after this episode? Like, did she ever get to the point where it was like, I'm doing what I want to do? Like, she was making back end deals, but it was never, it's my way and you have no choice, after she literally almost burnt this damn club down.
I think that she got more collaborative, but I still think Haley thinks she can run the club better. So I don't know that it made her see that she's not Uncle Clifford. Yep. So there are some things, as much as she might know about the numbers and that stuff, the actual running of the club itself, like, you got a whole fire in the kitchen. Like, I worked in the restaurant industry for, I ain't never had a whole fire in a kitchen in the middle of the club while the club is open. Never once. So I don't think she was as autonomous, but I don't think she ever lost the full, like, still making decisions. Because from this point and then everything that happened, I think it was, oh, I really got to sell this place. So I don't think she was even interested in running a club at that point. It was, it's too much. Let me get my money and roll.
Yeah.
Like, the kitchen already has a B- rating, correct?
And I just let you know, someone that worked in restaurants for years, anytime you go someplace and that rating is below 90, do not eat there. Baby. Because even 100, I'll only give 90 because I'm going to tell y'all right now, the restaurants that have 100 rating are still nasty. I'm just going to let y'all know. And the only reason why I give 90 a pass is because there's certain violations that you automatically get 10 points off. So it could be like one violation and you get the 10 points off. Anything below that, they super nasty. I'm sorry. So the pink kitchen is super nasty.
Well, okay, y'all. We have a little reminder. Boo, boo, boo.
I don't have a visual, so we're just going to talk about it. Okay. So this week, we're finishing up our Noah's Ark rewatch before we have a live special event, but we're going to do the Rona Chronicles this week on Tuesday at 10 p.m., just like we've been doing them. And then we're not going to go live this week, but we're going to have our bonus episodes that come on Thursday. So we're going to put up how to, because it's on Patrick Ian Polk Entertainment YouTube channel. So we're going to put up how to do that. But yeah, this Tuesday, we finished the actual seasons. We finished the movie, and now we're going to do Rona Chronicles before we go to the next one. So just want to remind you guys, we don't have a visual for that, but and yeah, that's what we're finna do.
That was supposed to be your news flash. That was your news flash. Okay, got you. Okay, then. Well, we're gonna finish this. Wait a minute. What you said, Ja?
Oh, I said, imagine that bomb ass music in the background. That's all.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to our final segment, the bottom bitch. Ooh, this should be interesting. Okay, Tia, you already giving yours away. Jesus.
What?
Okay.
I haven't said nothing.
Okay. What? Okay. So we're gonna move on to the bottom bitch of this week, 202. Who's your bottom bitch, Tia?
How about I'm going first? I don't know. I don't know. You gotta go somebody else. I don't know.
Any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe.
Why you start doing?
Go ahead, Ja. Go ahead, Ja.
I don't really know. I'm gonna say the bottom bitch of this episode is, oh my God, I don't know. Come back to me.
Oh shit! Damn it!
Told
That
you
means Jiggy
Diamond.
gonna put it on me again.
Okay, I got
No,
it. The
I'll
bottom bitch of the
go.
episode was Diamond in his magic hands. He was removing 7 pounds of motherfucking pressure. He had
Okay.
Mercedes' body just writhing and jerking around, and had our good sis all frustrated. I'm like, do Uncle Clifford ever stop talking about dick, thinking about dick? Because here we are in a serious situation. Mercedes is getting them demons exorcised up out of her. And Unc is like, shit, Diamond probably pulled that dick out from that business. Ma'am, this is an exorcism.
Oh
Please.
my God! Wait.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about earlier. She had a dick in her face and she didn't suck it. She absolutely sucked that man's dick. Bye.
Oh my God! Wait, Jiggy.
She did.
Oh my God. Okay.
So for me, I think we didn't talk about her much this episode, but I think Keyshawn is the bottom bitch for me.
Oh.
I think she kind of saw her. Well, to this point, she had been stuck through the pandemic in the house with her abuser, and she kind of saw an escape in the tour.
True.
Like dangled in front of her, and it was kind of slipping away because she knew Derek was not going to let her go. So she had to come up with a way to finesse not only him but Rome, and she did that. And she was at the end. She's on her way out now. Eventually, she had to come back, but she did what she had to do, and she knew what she had to do to convince Derek to let her go on this tour. And she was able to do that. So for me, she's the bottom bitch of the episode.
Yeah. I love how she got Derek on together when she turned around and said, "Oh no, I didn't know." Because she played the role. She played that role and got what she needed to get. So I feel that
Rome came in that house thinking he was going to talk Derek into it, and it ended up being he was like he didn't know what the hell was going on once Keyshawn opened her mouth and was like, yeah, no, I think she really did her thing here.
Yeah, when I thought about it, I think Keyshawn has to be the bottom bitch because one, it popped in my mind because of how Valerie June was used in this episode. And I love the scene when after she finally got it, because she leveraged Rome, she did what she did with Derek. And did all that to get on the tour, but you got to do what you got to do. So she did all that, and that hold to the Valerie June music and her walking
that was
out
nice.
And doing all that, and then sitting like, oh my, like that's one of my like favorite scenes, literally of the entire series. Like and so because she really flipped it, because going from the scene where she's in the yellow and she's literally crying because he's in peak abuser mode to you out looking as good as you want to look going on the actual tour. Like I feel like we have to give the bottom bitch to Keyshawn this episode.
My bottom bitch is the fire alarms.
In the
Tell us more.
Because we're grateful. We're grateful for the fire alarms because they actually saved the paint. If it wasn't for those fire alarms going off, the whole kitchen would be burnt up. So would the paint. She don't have insurance. And therefore, that would be the end of the paint. So thank God for fire alarms and the sprinklers and
So I feel like ain't no
fire extinguisher.
The way that fire was big as fuck, I don't know how the paint wasn't burned down. That fire was huge.
It was.
Oh
my God. Okay, no, for real though. The bottom bitch is the ancestral rope. Okay, no. So
what?
I'm gonna give it to.
I'm spiritual, but I do not know what an ancestral rope is.
I'm gonna give it to from Uncle Cliff Head.
Uncle Clifford braid. You know what? That braid was holding on to faith. You might be right. Okay. I
That
see where
can't
you're
possibly
going.
be what she meant. It's no way.
It is, baby. It is, baby. Because you know what? At the end of the day, it was swanging and it was giving spiritual.
It was holding on to faith. Nothing could stop it.
It was
You right.
swinging like Corey was.
Okay, Uncle Clifford, understudy. It's always the time to talk about dick. At every moment.
So
I'm sorry,
yeah,
y'all.
I think my bottom bitch is Murda for effort. I give him A for effort, because at the end of the day, he could have given up after 6 months, and I feel like he didn't. I think anybody who doesn't give up on love, it's all right with me.
Take your time.
Yeah. So, Murda, bottom bitch goes to you because what you did was give hope. You gave sis hope. I think it really set her heart. It kind of brought down the walls a little bit, even though she didn't step beyond the threshold. If you looked at Unc's face, she did give a little, oh, baby going on tour. Oh, I'm proud of him. She did give that look. And so I feel like he stepped up a little bit. I think it was an A for effort for him. And the way it played out, where she was getting those postcards, if you look, I think that was great. It gave her a little happiness and it gave her something to look forward to. I think that's when she knew, okay, all right, this is not the end of us. I think at that point she knew that wasn't the end. That wasn't the end.
Do you think that's when she decided she would give him another chance?
Yeah, I felt like she let down the wall and she would open up to whatever would come after that. I think him coming to the house also let her know he wasn't going to stop. Like, there would probably be another effort. Because you know how somebody just give up and then you probably ain't going to hear from them again. Mm-hmm. And then, oh, okay, we doing something different. You've been texting me for 6 months. I ain't responding. Now you at my door. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I still didn't do that. But wow, that was kind of nice hindsight. So yeah, I think that was an opening on both ends. So I give it to him. I think that was you know what? Go ahead and read Kendra's comment, child. I'm done for my bottom bitch. Thank you.
Be wildin'.
So Chaology on YouTube has said, my bottom bitch is Unc's big black snake. We got a sneak peek of the reason why Murda said, fill me up, nigga.
Tia, I have never wanted to close you out more.
So I'm going to close us out. I am Tia. Tia Gets Social on all the platforms. Make sure that you are following our Twitter page and you have the notifications on, because everything that comes up comes there first. All the news on change the formats of the episode, anything that we have going on with special events, any of that, these lives, special lives, make sure that you are following our Twitter and you have the notifications on so you never miss anything. Ja, what you got?
I am Ja_the_goddess on Instagram. I'm Ja the Goddess, all one word, on Twitter. And I just implore you to keep your FBI eyes open, because after we re-watch the Rona Chronicles on Tuesday, on Thursday, we're going to have those bonus episodes and premieres. And we want you to be there to chat with us. Tanika?
I am at your girl Jiggy on all the things. You can follow me wherever you don't already. You can also follow Pink Sunday Radio on Instagram or Threads if you don't follow us there yet. If you're looking for those bonus episodes that Ja was talking about, you can find those on pinksundayradio.com. That'll take you to Apple Podcasts. And while you're on Apple Podcasts, if you could leave us a 5-star written review if you haven't already, we would really appreciate it. If you're watching this video live on YouTube right now, if you could rate, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of these live videos. Kogi, what do you got to tell them?
I'm Kogi Mama, Kogi_Mama on Instagram and Twitter. We have a newly launched website, pinksunday.com. So make sure you subscribe to get all of our notifications of any articles that are posted. You'll get that first. Also, follow our Linktree /Pink Sunday Radio. All of our audio, video, everything is posted there. So whatever your audio of choice, you can select that there. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Pink Sunday Radio.